Welcome to my channel once more. Trump creates Space Command to organize extraterrestrial military defense. This program used to exist, and the president is now resurrecting it. Donald Trump has officially ordered the creation of Space Command at the Pentagon, the first step on the way to a U.S. Space Force, an organization that could cost around $800 million over the next 5 years. This memorandum the president has signed actually functions as a resurrection of the U.S. Space Command, which existed from 1985 to 2002. When it was disbanded, the U.S. Strategic Command took over its roles. The new Space Command would be separate, and at the same level as the Strategic Command. A new era of American national security in space begins today, Vice President Mike Pence said at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The Space Command is designed to oversee space operations, improve technical advances, and to defend U.S. assets, like satellites, in space, and guard the Earth's firmament. This indeed proved that the Earth is flat. The Space Command was resurrected, in part, among growing concern that China and Russia have been considering attacking U.S. space satellites. In November, a U.S. diplomat explained that a Russian satellite was acting strangely, and may be some sort of space weapon. The vice president said the military will use the foundation provided by the Air Force, which has been a magnificent steward of our military space capabilities, and build on that with space professionals from every branch. While we're taking these actions to ensure our nation's security, and our future, we'll be following the very best traditions of the past, Mr. Pence said. Space Command is not the same as the Space Force, which is a branch of the U.S. Armed Forces that Mr. Trump proposed in June. Though, the Space Force has not yet come to fruition, as Congress would have to approve its creation. However, the administration says that the Space Command is a step in that direction. Deputy Secretary of Defense Patrick Shanahan and Vice Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff General Paul Selva are expected to brief key members of the House and Senate Armed Services Committees and Defense Appropriations Subcommittee. According to one U.S. official, the Space Command would use about 600 staff from current military space offices and then add about 1,000 more. Mr. Trump plans to appoint a general or admiral to lead the Space Command. The Joint Functional Component Command for Space is located in Colorado, where the Space Command would likely be based. Follow through the video for more on this.
It's interesting, he just did a rally in Minnesota, and while the entire audience is cheering Space Force, all excited that he's expanding NASA as he puts it, what I found striking, absolutely interesting, is his hand gesture. And again, I have to give credit to Ted for sending it to me. Thank you so much for the awesome tip. Trump makes a motion with his hand when he's explaining, and it's like he's basically motioning the firmament. Could the Space Force be guarding the flat Earth and the firmament? Is there something that's going on more than meets the eye? Are they preparing the world for the coming force, the alien invasion? What's your thoughts? Put in the descriptions what you think is going on, why this is such a big mandate now for Trump to create a 6th military branch. This is pretty big if you understand that U.S. wants to completely dominate space. Now, they already have dominated space with NASA and the whole illusion of other space agencies like Russia and China. Again, this is all a stage. Everyone's puppets. This is a show. We need to figure out exactly what the motives are, exactly what's going on. And as you look into my channel, you'll see many videos where I've broken down exactly the war that is coming. And again, it is the war on creation. It is to keep the people dumbed down, believing in the narrative of what they have for the people. Again, let's go to Trump real quick here, and I'm going to basically point out exactly his hand sign when he talks about Space Force governing space. Here we go.
Our beautiful ancestors won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and put a man on the face of the moon.
Actually, no, they didn't.
And I think you saw the other day, we're reopening NASA. We're going to be going to space. Space Force.
comes the chatting. People love space.
Space Force. So we have the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Coast Guard. But we have the Air Force. Now we're going to have the Space Force because it's a whole...
There it is. There it is. Space Force. We have to have the Space Force and emotions, basically the firmament.
We need it. We need it. As long as we are proud of who we are and what we are fighting for, we will never, ever fail. There is no place like our place. There is no place.
Well, I'll agree with Trump there. There's no place like our place. It's special. It's unique. We're not moving. We're completely uniquely made by our Creator. And that is the proof. Everything is pointed out and you can clearly see, but there's an agenda to paint the picture that we're a random accident with a big bang explosion. They teach us the heliocentric universe and solar system. And again, this is nothing to diminish everything when it comes to the created order, when it comes to the Word of God. Again, we see this time and time again. And again, we're waking up. There's thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that are waking up every day to the lies of space, of the evolutionary narrative. And again, we're just breaking it down. But again, I wanted to go back one more time. Let's just see Trump do his little signal here.
We're reopening NASA.
Reopening NASA. I found that interesting as well. Maybe you can post in the comments what you think that means, but very interesting that we're reopening NASA and we're recreating a sixth military branch. But how does that opening NASA? Again, interesting words from Trump.
We're going to be going to space.
We're going to be going to space. Haven't you supposedly gone there before, Trump? Anyways, let's continue.
Space Force.
Space
Space
farce.
Force.
Space farce.
So we have the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Coast Guard. But we have the Air Force. Now we're going to have the Space Force because it's a whole...
There it is. Got to have the Space Force. We got to get up there because we've got to protect the firmament. You've seen it yourself. What's your thoughts? Post in the comments. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, like it. Let's get the word out. Share this video, and let's just keep exposing the lies and celebrate truth. Just a quick video. I just wanted to put this out, get everyone talking. What's going on? What are your thoughts? I'll be back real soon with another video. Thanks so much. Blessings.